Hey, beautiful people, this is Dani Vega from Alchemy in Action. And today I'm here to talk to you about what to do or how to do when you feel too much. And today is the perfect example for this to me. That's why I chose to bring it up in today's video. So first, let's start with what does it mean when you feel too much. I don't know, this is my perception of the world, but I think that there's people that is more in tune to feel their emotions, and other people are really good at not feeling their emotions, having kind of like wall in their heart. I went through that when I was like in my early 20s. I did a really good job protecting my heart, and I kind of closed it up, and I felt very numb to emotions. The thing is, the trick with that was that it's not always was the bad emotions, also the good emotions. And I started to realize this, and I started a path of emotional self-awareness through Bach flower essences that basically are 38 essences that represent each an emotion. So basically I played with them, experimented with them for 7-8 years on myself, and also I used to consult with them, so people will come to me to give them Bach flower remedies. And also I used to teach this for people who wanted to do this work of prescribing flower essences. So that's why I became very aware of my emotions, and also how to feel them and handle them in a way. And realizing later on in life that I have ADHD, and ADHD comes with a component of emotional dysregulation. I realized, I think the work I did as a young person helped me today, because I have met people that they are emotionally unregulated, and though I feel my emotions, it's very hard for me to go into an extreme of very like up and downs every day, though it depends on the triggers, and you know how life is. But anyways, there's ways how to do this, like what I have found or what I have learned with life. Discipline is one, that just do the thing even though you don't feel like doing it, just do the thing. And also I feel it's a balance between a discipline, but also having the space to process your own things, to give it a space to move. Because as I told you before in a recent videos, emotions need to be moved. So basically, if you have the time and space to process what is within, you should be able to be always in the move of things inside of you, so you don't get stuck. You don't get stuck in the past. You don't get stuck with an old idea about yourself. You don't get stuck with repetition. So movement in the body helps also the internal movement of patterns, things we say to ourselves, thoughts, because we are one thing. So if we move our body, we're moving everything really. So when we have a lifestyle that supports us in an emotional journey, in an emotional intelligence journey, we can have those spaces to process these emotions, process these things, and still keep going with this discipline that we need to build up to do the thing, even though we are feeling so much. So feeling so much basically is feeling like an intense emotion that is so much that can stop you to do daily life. And that is tricky, because life always going to throw things at you. If you're growing, if you're trying new things, there's always a new challenge to overcome, because you are facing your own fears, you're facing your own limits. So if you are in a path of evolution and growth, you are going to face challenges all the time, because you're challenging yourself to grow. So basically, having the space or a lifestyle that supports this, if you know that you are a person that feels so much, is very helpful. Sometimes I question myself. I'm like, oh, why I have done this, like work from home and do all these self-employed things since the beginning, like since the start of my career as an immigrant. Sometimes I think I should have a contract and be more secure and blah, blah, blah. But when I think about days like this, that I was feeling a little bit off, I was like, I don't want to do a video. I feel like so intense. And knowing that I have the lifestyle to go for a run and then come down and come back to what I'm doing is one of the best decisions in my life, because I have this kind of lifestyle that supports me being sensitive. And that doesn't mean that I'm losing my time processing things. It's more having the time and space to have the opportunity to know yourself so well that it's like, what do I need now? And kind of be able to provide that for myself. So today I needed movement. I needed to go for a run. I needed to have like that path of oxygen in my body so I can give air to my thoughts, to my body. Every time I have like an issue, like something is big and stuck, I give it a run so I can move it, oxygenate it, give it space, let it move through me. And after that, I feel so much better, even if the problem is still there. So for me, it's like a metaphor to like give the things that are bothering you, those very intense feeling, a way to air up, to move, and you can settle on that. Also, putting into words is really good. I like to do two exercises. One is realizing what is the emotion that you're feeling, giving it a name or a shape or where it is, kind of separating this emotion from you so you can observe it. And another one is like, what would I do or how I would feel if this wasn't a problem, or this wasn't a thing? How life will be without this fear, without these blockages. So you can also see possibilities within feeling how you feel. Friends and support network are so good, like having safe space to be you and to talk about the things that you're feeling, the things that you're going through. Is so important to be heard, to be seen, and also you being that person for someone else. I think is so good for life, knowing that when something is heavy, you can talk to someone that is always going to be able to listen and say, hey, I'm here for you. So having friends, having a support network is very important, especially if you have like very deep feelings. It's very straightforward, this one. Feel it, feel the emotions. Emotions are there to be felt, so don't fight it. And also, the last one I want to go through is, don't get into the habit of complaining, because when life is going to throw us curveballs, there's always things that we are going to have to resolve, or things that are going to challenge us. And if we have this personality where it feels a lot, you will think, why me? Why this is happening again? Or why things are going blah, blah, blah. We can go into that rabbit hole. So I will say, get out of the habit of complaining and get into the habit of putting boundaries. And with putting boundaries, I'm talking about that place where you decide that certain things and certain patterns, certain things that are coming at you, maybe you're not available for that anymore. So for instance, if something happens in your life and it's like, whoa, this is so my past me, like my past self, this is an old pattern and I really don't want it in my life. So maybe it's coming to you for you to not be available for it and see how you can behave in a different way. So instead of going into the pattern of complaining about something, coming to the pattern of putting a boundary, even if that boundary is like, I'm not available for this yet, period. So that if you're feeling so much. Oh, the other thing, this is a bonus track. I talked about flower essence remedies that are remedies for the emotions. I still get support from them. So this is how it looked like. It's basically having like your emotion personal aid, and you take drops of them like that, and that's it. That's how nature supports you in your emotional growth. So this is something that is been with me since I'm 21 year old, 19 years, and have taught me so much about emotional regulation, emotional awareness, and how to feel things from an open space and not fight it really. So here are those tips for those who feel too much. I hope that helps you for you to not stop, for not letting emotions or feeling too much stop you for doing the things that you want to do, because those things are important. And though your emotions are important too, it's important for us to train ourselves to get into habits of do things even though sometimes we don't feel like it. And if you have the space and time to figure it out, do it. Go for the run, journal, take your flower essences, talk to a friend, get support, do something, and then come back to what you're doing. But it's important for the world for you to keep going, even though sometimes life feels like it's very intense and you can feel it everywhere. Well, that is your superpower too. So do something with it while you work at building this discipline with this time and space flow, so you can also feel who you are and embrace yourself as you are. So I hope you have a good day. Willow the cat is pretty desperate to go out now, so see you tomorrow. Oh no, tomorrow's Saturday. I'm going for the run, so see you on Monday. Cheers.